On our fourth day anchored in front of Blue Emotion Resort on the west side of Moyo Island, Nico got a surprise call from a good friend of ours named Claire. In 2021 and 2022, Claire spent a total of 9 months on MIR with fellow crew members Nico, Lulu, Kamir, and Dolphin. She first learned about our ship from the Arca Canary, where she has been a regular crew member since 2019. The Arca Canary is a ship that is sailing around the world, also run by a nonprofit organization, but instead of doing environmental conservation like MIR, the Arca Canary has a program focused on art and cultural exchange. Their ship is very unique in that it transforms into a performing arts platform complete with speakers, multicolored lights, and projectors that display images onto the canvas of the ship's sails. It is a spectacular project, and in 2021, the Arca Canary came to visit MIR in our home port in Bali, performing a concert from their ship to ours. Ever since, we have always wanted to meet each other again in another part of the archipelago, but have yet to be lucky enough to both be in the same place at the same time. Earlier in the year, the Arca Canary asked us about our route and learned that we would be in Sulawesi until August. Unfortunately, this meant, however, that it wouldn't be possible for us to meet up this year. But when MIR couldn't safely anchor in the Gulf of Tomini, it changed everything, for we wound up sailing south. Ironically, this decision was so sudden that we forgot to inform the Arca Canary about our change in schedule, which meant they had no idea we were in the south. So when Claire called Nico, she didn't know MIR was in Moyo, and was calling to inform him that the Arca Canary would be heading there the following day. She called Nico because she was hoping that he might be in the area working on his other ship, the Willenrang, a high-end liveaboard that takes guests scuba diving in popular areas of Indonesia. All in all, this created a rare opportunity for Nico to tell her that yes, he was in Moyo, which made her extremely excited. And also, he made sure to not mention what boat he was on, so as to set up the surprise of the year for the Arca Canary and its crew. 2 days later, Lulu, Nico, and Dolphin were sitting at the Blue Emotion dining area, looking out at MIR anchored just off the dock, and watched as the Arca Canary sailed by on its way to the village of Labuan. In the following minutes, a series of funny moments took place as the crew on the Arca Canary began to realize what was happening. It just so happened that when the ship passed MIR, no one that had ever seen MIR was actually on deck at the time. And since they didn't expect to see MIR, no one was prepared for such an encounter. The crew that was on deck had of course heard about the ship, and as they passed it, they began to realize that it must be the infamous ship they had heard about, and thus yelled down to Claire and their Captain Gray to help confirm their suspicion. So once these two arrived at deck, they could not believe their eyes and immediately instructed the crew to turn around and sail back towards MIR. It was at this time that Claire also called Nico on the phone and exclaimed, "Nico, are you on MIR?" And he responded, "Well, but of course I am, darling." This befuddled Claire, and finally she gasped, shouting, "How could you have not told me? How is this happening? MIR's supposed to be at Sulawesi," and so on. It was hilarious, and thus commenced the first random encounter of the two legendary ships, MIR and the Arca Canary. Over the course of the next few days, there would be a series of gatherings on both ships, complete with feasts, music jams, karaoke, costumes, and dancing. It was one of those types of moments you hope happens in life and is made all the sweeter because it happened by chance and was not pre-planned. After a week together, the Arca Canary continued west on their way back to Bali as MIR sailed southeast, entering the Bay of Saleh on the way to go swimming with the world's biggest fish.